Chapter 20. Pride After Dark is a kaleidoscope of colorful lights, glow sticks, and glitter. Dex has tapped lime green glow sticks along his body like an alien stick figure, and Tammy has built a crown out of his cast-offs. Leah practically looks like a disco ball, the sequins in her dress catching every light. I do my best to put Izzy out of my mind. It isn't my problem if she doesn't want to party with us, and besides, she told me to have fun. After a few drinks and some encouragement from Pixie, I joined them in front of the stage, busting a move with the rest of them. Even Geordie is swaying back and forth rhythmically next to Ollie, while a Tegan and Sarah song plays over the speakers. The festival comes to a close soon, but it's a public park, so as the MC say, we don't have to go home, but we can't stay there. Dwight and Tammy discuss nearby bars and clubs for the next leg of their celebration, while Leah and Pixie try to take selfies in the dark. So, is he ditched again? Geordie asks, quietly sliding over to me and nudging my elbow with his. I nod until I realize he can't see me in the dark, so I say, yeah, she wasn't feeling well or something. Or something. Geordie's tone gives nothing away, but I know if I could see his face, his worry would be written all over it. Everything okay with you two? Of course, why wouldn't it be? I rush the words from my lips, like the faster I say them, the truer they'll be. Besides, the last time Geordie and I talked about my relationship with Izzy, he had more opinions than I wanted to hear. Fine, okay, don't tell me. There's nothing to tell, but my chest tightens and my hands fall into fists by my side. I know it's a lie, but I don't know what the truth is, so it'll have to do. Geordie stands beside me without speaking. I know this tactic. I've tried it on him 100 times while GMing a game. People can't handle quiet, so they'll talk eventually, if only to fill the silence. It's my favourite way to make them engage with character roleplay. He can't use my own tricks against me and win, though I'm the mighty Steph and I own this game. Finally, Geordie cracks. I can't tell if you're bullshitting me or not right now, so I'm gonna be straight with you. I chuckle. At Pride, that's homophobic. Haha, yes, wordplay. He deadpans. But really, Steph, if you think everything's fine, you're not paying attention. I groan. I know, Izzy's just... She gets weird after we play. I guess she just needs time to wind down or something. I'm not talking about Izzy. Geordie presses his shoulder to mine and bends his head so only I can hear him. I mean you. Me? My eyebrows join forcefully at the center of my forehead, like they're making some business deal over my perceived mental state. Yes. Geordie lets out a long, exasperated breath. Look, I'm not going to pretend I know you on some kind of deep soul level, but it's pretty apparent to everyone that you've changed. Is this about save point? Oh my god, Geordie, it was just a job. It's not about the job, it's about everything else, Steph. When was the last time you hung out with me and Ollie on purpose? I open my mouth ready to list a number of events we've all attended together over the past few months, but he cuts me off. And your own gigs absolutely don't count. What about like we used to? It's been ages since we played D&D or had a movie night, and you're way behind on Critical Role. No, don't even try to pretend like you're not. If you were caught up, you'd know what I mean when I say keyfish. There's silence in the wake of that statement because he's right. I have no idea what he's talking about. How long has it been since you rolled a D20, Steph? I've been busy, okay? Look, I'm just saying, I miss my friend Steph. I feel defensiveness crawling up my throat, but I shove it down. So when I say, so I am just supposed to stay the same forever, it comes out dry and a little tender like a wound. What? No, Steph, that's so not the point. But I don't let him finish. Maybe I should, but I just can't hear it right now. Because if Geordie misses who I used to be, then I'll have to acknowledge that I've changed. I'm not really sure who I used to be, but I'm not sure who I am now either, and that scares me. Whatever, I'm out, I say. Steph, come on, Geordie catches my arm. I'm saying this because I care. Yeah, right, I wrench my arm from his grasp and stalk away, but I can still hear him as he shouts after me in the dark. Lots of people love you, Steph, you just gotta let them. Izzy's in the garage when I get home, headphones crowning her head. She's watching something on her phone, knees curled to her chest. She doesn't notice me at first, too engrossed in whatever she's watching. I pause in the doorway, remembering what Pixie said about Izzy needing alone time after gigs. I don't want to interrupt her wind down, but I also don't want to lose my nerve. Luckily, Izzy looks up from her phone after about a minute and pushes her headphones down. Hey, what time is it? She asks. I take a step into the garage and shrug. Like 11:30, I think. Oh, you didn't want to stay out longer? Trying to get rid of me? I mean it to sound light-hearted and teasing, but instead it comes out accusatory. I try to brush past it, crossing the room to look at her phone. What are you watching? She turns the phone towards me, recording of our set. Shaky footage shot from the audience plays on the screen. We're washed out by the lighting, and whoever's holding the phone is jumping up and down. But it's cool to see us up there on that stage, playing our music for so many people. This is rad. I reach for the phone and she unplugs her headphones so I can hear the audio. It's distorted, but it's distinctly us. Nowhere near as clear as the studio stuff we recorded, but I can't help but smile as Izzy sings the chorus of Riot Pride. Yeah, Izzy says, but her voice wobbles a bit. I figured it would be good to have video to watch back, so see how we can improve for next time. My chest clenches and my throat goes dry. God, Izzy, really? The words tear from me before I can stop them. Can't you just be happy that we played a good set and enjoy that? We lost, Steph. I think it's fair to spend some time thinking about why. Izzy's face goes still and she looks down at the phone between us. There's nothing wrong with wanting to learn from our mistakes. I'm just being practical. Practical, I repeat, tossing the phone back at her. Or critical. I swear, Izzy, it's like your brain just skips over all the good stuff. Well, that's not how I see it. Her voice is quiet, but her hands are jittery, fingers drumming against her phone case. I let out a sigh and pace along the garage. I want so badly for her to see it my way, for her to see how amazing she is, how amazing we are, maybe even how amazing I am. Because if all Izzy can think about are the mistakes, if all she's looking at is the potential, then she's forgetting to see the progress. Even though we've been at this for a year now, I can't help but think about how she's been doing this so much longer than me. How she's this professional musician and I'm still just some girl who happened along with a ruined t-shirt and a dusty old drum kit. So what, we didn't win and now you think we suck? I asked, fully aware that's not what she's saying at all, but I kinda don't care. I'm still bristling from my fight with Geordie and I can't seem to stop the antagonistic energy pouring from me. At this point, I just want to see how she responds, see if she bothers to argue back. I didn't say that. Yeah, but you're thinking it, right? Izzy turns away, bending to uncoil and recoil an arm cord. God, you really are thinking it. What the F, Izzy? Izzy lets the cord drop back to the floor and turns around. The moment she does, all the fight bleeds out of me. Her cheeks are damp with tears and her eyes are lidded and dim. Shit, I cross the room and grab her hand. The pain in my chest doubles as she pulls it back. Izzy, what's wrong? And maybe it's a stupid question because obviously the answer is that we lost, but there's something else going on here. There has to be. Izzy's lip quivers and she puts a hand over her mouth to hide it. I messed up, okay? What do you mean? She fixes me with a glare, but it's devoid of animosity. Like it's not really meant for me. I don't think we're stuck. You were great tonight. Even behind the drums, you have a great stage presence. Thanks, I guess. I would feel better about the compliment if it didn't imply a but. It's me, Izzy says in barely more than a whisper. I was off my game tonight. I'm the reason we lost. Okay, well that's not true. The truth is we lost because the High Seas were better than us. They deserved their win, and it feels wrong to imply we could have beaten them if only Izzy hadn't missed the final note. Maybe we could have, but I think it's more likely we lost the second the High Seas finished their set. It doesn't matter how good we were because they were better. But Izzy doesn't need to hear that. No amount of logic is going to dispel the negative thoughts mulling over in her mind. I roll my seat from behind the drum kit and plop down on it next to her. Why'd you think that? Because I didn't do my best. I flopped the last chorus of Compton Cafeteria and I was all in my head because of effing Astrid. My head shoots up. Astrid? Yeah, she and the other girls. When I saw you with them before the gig, you said they were being nice. Yeah, well, I should have known better than to trust that, shouldn't I? I groan. God, I hate them. What did they say? Izzy curls her toes against the cold floor and crosses her arms. They didn't say anything. Then she passes me the phone again and points to the bottom half of the screen, where some kind of audience can be seen dancing and cheering along with our song. At first I think she's pointing out Ollie and his drugstore makeup site, but then I see them, all three members of Vinyl Resting Place. They sneak into the crowd during the opening notes of our third song and they pass in front of the camera. I see it. All three of them are wearing full faces of makeup, caked on and sloppy. They look kind of like clowns. Okay, well they just look stupid, but I didn't finish the thought. It's only for a second, but the camera catches a glimpse of a sign Astrid is holding up and I freeze. It's our logo with our band name scrolled across it, but in small letters just below drugstore makeup is written a cheap knockoff of the real thing. Transphobic shit stains. My neck and cheeks flushed with anger. Yeah, I don't know if they meant it like that, but it effed me up when I saw it. Izzy's voice, somehow calm and steady, pulls me back to her. My rage can wait. I reach for her again, and this time Izzy lets me pull her over and down onto my knee. I bury my face in her shoulder and breathe her in. She sighs into me, body melting against mine. I should have just ignored them, but it got to me, and I messed up the song and we lost. So we're not going on tour and we're not getting free studio time or a fresh paint job for the van. Don't forget the free ice cream for a year. She laughs against my hair. That too. I exhale the rest of my anger, deflating like a popped balloon. Instead, all I can feel is the hurt in Izzy's heart beating against mine. I run my hands up her back and say, I'm so sorry, Izzy. She slides her fingers into my hair and leans her cheek on top of my head. You didn't do anything wrong. It's the right thing to say. The call and response of an apology that isn't really mine to give, but it feels false. I came here tonight with every intention of picking a fight because I was feeling, I don't know, neglected, ignored, unappreciated, because I've been packing away pieces of myself to be the right girl for her and I don't think she's even noticed. Because even if she hasn't, my other friends definitely have. But none of that feels important right now. Hey, I say, tilting my face up so my chin rests on her shoulder. My gaze meets hers. And I hope with every fiber of my being that something I say will bring the light back to her eyes. I have an idea. Yeah? She wraps her arms around my shoulders, fingers dancing at the nape of my neck. What you got? I lift my mouth to hers, teasing a smile onto her lips with a kiss. Izzy Margulis, will you go on tour with me?